guys, so today I promised you to make a video about 10 things why Estonia is one of the best countries in the world to live in. The first reason is obviously education, and definitely in Estonia both university and high school education are for free. Estonian education system is one of the best in the whole world. If you're not aware, then education is one of those things which are going worse in a lot of countries. When I have to ask even a lot of Europeans, like, do you know where Estonia is and stuff like that, a lot of people don't know, and I'm quite surprised how even a lot of European countries have super bad education level. If you're not aware, then in the world there is this one organization which is doing certain tests in all over the world in scores, trying to figure out which country has the best quality education, and definitely in Estonia it's one of the best in the world. Estonian students are required to know a lot of things, and it's not the same as in Asia where they have to memorize whole bunch of things, and once you graduate then you don't have still any idea what is actually going on in the world. The second thing is free healthcare, and definitely healthcare system in the world can vary depending on the countries. Fortunately, a lot of countries in the world have good healthcare, but definitely we cannot compare Europe to United States, where healthcare is more like a business than actually trying to help people. When it comes to Estonia, then healthcare is free, and when you go to some doctor then you may only have to pay 5 euros service fee, but definitely that's extremely cheap. When you call ambulance in Estonia, you don't pay for it. Obviously taxpayers pay for it, but definitely you will not get a huge bill. Ambulance service is one of the fastest and one of the best, and definitely our ambulance workers, based on my personal experience, are extremely nice people. They are super calm. They have one of the most advanced technology with them. When it comes to pharmacists, then definitely you have to visit Estonian pharmacies, and I have personal experience with Scandinavian and other European pharmacies, and I can for sure say that there's no such pharmacy like in Estonia. I used to live in Finland, and I got this extremely strong stomach virus at one point, and I was literally puking 5 days in a row, and there was nothing at pharmacy to make that better. While in Estonia I have at least 5 different medicines what could literally solve this issue in hours. When you get sick in Estonia, then go to pharmacy. They will help you with tons of medicine, and in Estonia we have a lot of other ways how to get yourself better. For example, you are about to get sick, then I definitely recommend you to cut the lemon in half, squeeze that into water and drink it. That is one of the easiest ways how to get better if you feel sick. There are a lot of other ways how Estonians are trying to heal themselves, because in Estonia, Estonians avoid healthcare system as much as possible, and locals have this kind of joke: we won't even go to hospital even when we have axe on the back. So definitely Estonians are one of those people who avoid doctors, but it's not because the system or the overall quality of the service is bad. It's because we are not used to going to doctors, because our pharmacists already offer so good medicine that we don't need to go and see the doctor. Usually people go to doctor when they need something official, like you need to actually take a sick leave and stuff like that. When you have to get a surgery in Estonia, then definitely you are never ever going to get a bill in thousands of euros. The biggest amount of money what someone has paid for a cancer surgery was around 150 euros, and they had multiple surgeries. So definitely healthcare system does not cost a lot of money here. And if you come to Estonia and you have a bunch of issues and you need to go to doctor, then definitely go, and you won't get extremely high bill later on, especially if you are an American. Number 3, Estonia is extremely safe country, even for women. Sometimes when I'm in Instagram and I'm watching those videos made by women, how they have to run to the car even during the daylight when they have visited shopping malls, what if some guy will start to follow them? These situations are situations where I can never relate to. I don't understand them because we don't have such issues here. I don't remember the last time when someone was actually attacked on the street and raped or assaulted. Like, those things are so rare here. They definitely happen, but it's so rare. Women, whether they are little kids, teenagers, or actual women, we don't grow up here with the mentality that someone could attack us in some ways not safe. That is mentality in Estonia, but we will never get. If you've grown up in a society where such behavior is normal, it's not normal here. People are super safe. Even little kids can walk home at midnight and no one is thinking like, oh my god, like maybe they will get kidnapped or something. Like, this thing doesn't happen here. You can be drunk and still no one is going to rob you or assault you. Number 4, Estonia is mostly covered by trees. Air quality in Estonia is one of the best in the world, and a lot of people, specifically from Asia, always mention that once they arrived to Estonia, they were super surprised how clean the air is. When you look at the statistics of the air quality, then definitely Estonia is one of the top countries, and I am super glad to live in a country where having trees is a normality. And we've had major scandals in news when government workers decide to cut down trees, and definitely that's one of those things which is not accepted by Estonians, and a lot of Estonians prefer to have houses or apartments filled with trees. Number 5 is food, and food is one of the top reasons why I personally have not moved away from Estonia. I've traveled a lot, and definitely I can say that a lot of countries do not have such quality food in such amounts as you can find in Estonia. I know animal cruelty is a huge political movement right now, and definitely I am super glad that even in Estonia you have a possibility to buy meat or milk or any other animal product which is not made in cruel conditions, and we even have eggs and other things which are made in environment where animals can roam free and just be happy. For example, when it comes to eggs, then eggs can cost like €1 more compared to other countries where cruelty-free products are super expensive. Number 6 is a digital society. When it comes to Estonia, then definitely majority of actions are done in internet, and that's one of the things what I start to miss immediately when I travel. I am still not used to the fact how a lot of countries, even the most economically developed countries, are still in some ways living in ice age, including in Finland, and I had to carry loads of papers with me because they literally do not have databases. Even my last name was written in 3 different ways in different governmental offices because they don't communicate with each other. So just because Scandinavia, for example, has better life quality than Estonia, they are literally still living in a lot of ways in the past for us. So once you start to live in Estonia, you start to notice how many things, everyday things such as doing taxes and other things, are made so easy. Estonians love to complain about government, how government is bad in this and doing that, but at the same time, they are actually investing a lot of money into making those things to make our life easier, and we have to be super thankful for that, because majority of countries in the world do not have those kind of things. And I know that a lot of countries claim to be digital society, having one process in entire system. Digitalized does not make you a digital society. Number 7 is the fact that Wi-Fi, aka Wi-Fi in English, and the overall internet quality is extremely good. And in Tallinn specifically, and I can't speak for other towns because I don't spend time there, but definitely in Tallinn, you have internet everywhere. You have free Wi-Fi basically everywhere. You don't need to have your 4G mobile internet. You can basically survive very well with only Wi-Fi. And when it comes to internet quality, I talk about mobile, then definitely yes, it's one of the best in the world compared to what I've heard from other people who have moved to other countries and what I've personally experienced in multiple European countries. Wi-Fi is extremely bad in majority of countries in the world. Number 8, and that's only specific to Tallinn, public transportation is free. Imagine how much money you save only by not owning a car. A lot of money, thousands, tens of thousands a year, definitely, especially if you have an old car but requires loads of repairment and stuff like that. Definitely you will save tons of money. And if you own an apartment or house in a place where public transportation is quite good, you don't need a car. You only need a car when you go to some supermarket, or you have a day where it's actually really bad weather outside and you live quite far. But most of the time in Tallinn you can survive only with public transportation. Number 9 is extremely good social and work balance. Estonians are definitely not overworkers. We don't live to work, we work to live, and Estonians definitely are one of those people who love to chill out, we love to see the world, and definitely we are not one of those people who love to stay in their little country forever and not travel outside. Estonians are very aware of what is going on outside of Estonia, and definitely we are not shy about traveling. If you're a workaholic, then Estonia is not for you unless you are some self-employed entrepreneur who can choose whenever and how much they want to work. But if you want to be one of those 9 to 5, then once the clock hits 5, your workday is over and it's time for your free time. And the last thing, and it's actually my favorite because such privilege even disappears in Scandinavian countries and in a lot of European countries. I think such privilege still exists only in Eastern Europe now, and that's freedom of speech. A lot of people think that they have freedom of speech, but it is not true at all. If you're not able to say something without getting cancelled, your career ruined, or any other thing, then you don't have freedom of speech. Perfect example is United States, aka Americans. Americans claim that they have freedom of speech, which is completely false. It's a complete lie. In America, your entire career can end in seconds based on a rumor and based on a couple of words what could have been misunderstood. And America is definitely very famous for their woke culture, where a whole bunch of nonsense problems are very present in society. And such issue is actually spreading in Scandinavia too, especially when it comes to justice system, whose job is to control that society works and abides by law, and that actually affects specifically policemen, and it's a major problem in England, where police is not allowed to say or do anything in order to get balance in society. Because what if someone gets offended, what if someone gets discriminated, or whatever nonsense issues they have. And definitely I am glad that such issues do not exist in Estonia. We definitely do not have police brutality, but we don't have such thing as non-binary or some LGBTQ kind of things in Estonia. Estonians accept if someone is trans, which is super rare over here, but those people exist here, and we have no problem with gay people. We have a bunch of gay people and no one has a problem with them. They are not separated from society. They are not getting treated differently. We have people of all colors, and I recently actually read a post in Quora where even Indians were saying how good life they live in Estonia, and they're not discriminated based on their nationality or skin color. So definitely it's very, very good news, and Estonian overall society is not targeting certain groups of people. Estonia doesn't have those woke problems. We don't have those non-binary pronoun offensive culture over here. So definitely people are allowed to call themselves whatever they want. Even if they want to be a table lamp today, they can claim themselves to be a table lamp today. No one is going to attack them for that. But definitely if those people want to have an official documents made, or they are being told to describe themselves, then definitely they only have a possibility to be either female or male. They cannot have this non-binary or any other descriptive pronoun, whatever they want to claim themselves to be. If you're one of those people and you come here with that mentality, your life is going to be extremely hard. We don't have Me Too movement here very, very present, because majority of women don't have those kind of issues over here. Estonia is very conservative in certain areas, which is actually very, very good. But when it comes to freedom of speech, then in Estonia you can talk shit. You can even say horrible things about our vice president. No one cares. Politicians are being shouted at daily. Horrible things are being said about them in social media. No one is getting fired for it. No one is getting sued, because our justice system in Estonia is a joke. If someone is telling you here, hey, sue me, we are laughing about it, because first of all, suing someone in Estonia is extremely expensive process. And if you actually want to sue someone, then be prepared that the court may not even accept your offer to even take it to the court. You can say pretty much anything. And if there are some suspicion that someone may harm you, then obviously this will take years for police to solve, so be prepared for that. But at the same time, we have freedom of speech. No one is getting cancelled for that. No one is losing their job because some woman claimed that some guy did something. Like, that kind of thing does not work in Estonia. Everyone can basically say whatever they want to, and nothing will happen to you. No one is getting murdered. No one's social status, like in China, is not going to be harmed from that. You will live your normal life as everyone else. Anyways, thank you for watching today's super long video. See you next time.